Yo, what is up? What is up, guys? It is Samool back again with another Epic 7 video for you guys today. And today we're going to be talking about a unit that is currently running on the Covenant banner, Krau. We're going to be talking about how to build him, what stat guidelines you want to reach, the best artifacts, what Molagoras you want to invest into, and also basically where you can use him as a general unit. Now, if you guys want to know if he's worth pulling or not in the current time frame and in the current meta, if he's good for both PvP and PvE, then I would recommend checking out my last video that talks about Urvalen and Krau and whether they're both worth pulling for. But keep in mind, guys, that we have Guilty Gear and the triple group summon coming up soon, so you might want to actually hold on to your bookmarks. So if you guys already have Krau, though, then you guys are in a good spot because you can start building it without having to spend your bookmarks. But yes, he is a very, very strong unit. That being said, where can he be used? So in PvE, he's still a very strong knight/tank. You can use him as a wyvern tank, he's pretty decent. You can also use him as a fire expedition tank. He's the second best tank behind Rose, but Rose is a bit hard to gear, so Krau is going to be really good for newer players or fire expo. You can use him in basically anywhere in PvE, in like Automaton Tower as well, because yeah, he's just a very strong tank that has a lot of utility, as you'll see with his skills when we go over it. In PvP, he's still a menace. He used to be like super OP, where you could like first pick him every game in RTA, but nowadays not really as broken anymore, but he's still definitely strong. You're gonna see that he's used a lot in World Arena, especially in Guild Wars defense. You'll see him used in Arena defense. He is occasionally seen, but you can also use him in offense for Guild Wars and Arena as well. He's basically just a very good slot in tank when you need someone to give your team mitigation in the form of being able to hold a knight artifact, and also that can provide a defense buff for your team. That being said, let's look at his gear and what stat requirements you should be going for. So I'm not going to say that my Krau is well built, because honestly he's not, but I do have like okay gear on him because I use him sometimes, but he definitely does not have my best like knight and soul weaver gear, just because he's not as broken as before, right? We have other knights and soul weavers that are a lot more powerful nowadays, but Krau still definitely has his place. So you'll see his memory imprint is health percent on himself, which is very good because his damage pretty much will scale with health. And you're going to want to see that his S3, you want to max Mola it. If you guys don't know what it does, basically it will do more damage the lower you are. So basically if you're like below half health, you'll one-shot squishy units. Also gives you a pretty thick barrier to survive after that, and keep in mind this penetrates defense, so even against tanks this will do a lot of damage. S2 is charge. It is a CR pushback on one unit by 50%, and will also give your entire team defense buff. Now this will scale with your own max HP, but yeah, it doesn't do a lot of damage, guys. Don't worry about it too much. And then his S1 is going to be a single target attack that also scales with his max HP with the chance to provoke. So how do you want to Mola him? So I recommend you Molagora his S2 first. I do recommend getting it to +5 for the CR pushback. And honestly, everything after that is up to you. Now, if you really don't want to spend too much Mola, just get his charge, his S2 to +4, and you can leave everything at +0, because his provoke chance isn't high enough to warrant, going for, the +5 if you're low on Mola, although it is nice to have. And his S3, although very nice with the cooldown reduction because it one-shots units, you're gonna realize that you only get to use this like once per battle usually, except in like World Arena. So yeah, not Moling his S3 is fine as well. You don't even increase the damage, right? So yeah, that's basically his skills and for Molagora. Now I know I said that I was going to talk about the stats. Let's talk about the stats now. So you're going to see that obviously you want him 6-star Awaken, right? But you're going to want to aim for 200-ish speed on speed set. Because yeah, you want him to take turns, keep up defense buff on your team, and you don't want him to be so slow that you can't actually get your S3 off when you're low enough. If you get too low and you just die in one turn cycle before you can get your S3 off, you're going to be a very, very sad boy, I guess, or girl. I don't want to assume genders here, but yeah, Krau is like, he's very prone to getting one shot if you don't build him tanky enough, because once he starts dipping to 60-50% health, everyone's going to focus him to try to one shot him so he doesn't get his S3 off, which is why you'll even see some Kraus in Guild Wars on Holy Sacrifice. For HP, aim for 25k. Mine's a bit low. You can drop some of the defense that I have for more HP. Defense around 1700-1600 will be good enough. And also you want to run him on 100% effective resist or higher. I like a little bit higher in case you run into like Fallen Cecilias that have like you know, 10% effectiveness from random pieces, right? Stuff like that. So I have him at 128 in case that happens. And basically makes it so, yeah, Fallen Cecilias can't lock him down. Units with 0% effectiveness won't be able to lock him down. He's not going to get hit by random debuffs like unhealable by Rem and stuff like that, right? Makes him a little bit more bulkier, and also make him better because he has a chance to resist like stuns and provokes and stuff like that, so that he can actually get his S3 off and won't be CC'd. And then crit chance and crit damage, guys, you don't really need any because his S3 actually doesn't crit, as you can see here, and his damage is super low in his S1 and S2 anyways. Effectiveness, this is just how my gear rolled, guys. Yeah, I just got some unlucky effectiveness pieces, so you're not going to really want to run him on effectiveness, just because his chance on his provoke on his S1 is not 100% like something like Fallen Cecilia's. It will only go up to 75% if you invest into it fully, and I don't even recommend investing it into fully. So yeah, effectiveness is kind of like a dead stat. You don't really want to aim for it on Krau. So that's like what the stats you want to run. For the artifact, guys, you're going to want to run him on Aureus at plus 30. No real exceptions except maybe like Holy Sacrifice if you want to cheese some wins. The reason why Aureus is good because you don't want to focus an enemy Krau because it just plays into his S3, because the lower he is, the more damage he'll do. And you don't want to ignore Krau either because, yeah, now that he has Aureus on him, it makes it so if you ignore him, he's still soaking damage for your team, also getting into that HP range to actually one-shot a unit as well. So yeah, very, very strong artifact on him. Just makes him really annoying to deal with, honestly. And yeah, just kind of makes it so that you kind of are in a lose-lose situation. But yeah, you hear me talking a lot about his S3, but yeah, that's like the main point of his kit, honestly, with the defense buff. His S3 is like super good. Like even if you miss on evasion units, like you're still gonna do a lot of damage. You're basically one-shotting every single unit that's below 10k HP if you're below 50%, and you can do up to like 15k, I think like 18k damage if you're low enough to like tanks as well, because it penetrates defense. Crazy skill. Can one-shot soul eaters as well. Just a really good unit. And yeah, for set, guys, there's multiple options. I think you're gonna want to run either speed or revenge set from KD's. Revenge set is good as well because the lower you are, the more speed you get. So it actually works into his S3's kit. But most people run speed, and then the secondary set, it's up to you. I like immunity because, yeah, like I said, mine's on 100% effect resist build. So if I do resist and keep my immunity, it's really nice. And yeah, just other pieces I don't have available for him to use, so I have him on immunity. But other people run him on like health, defense, effect resist. They're all decent as well. It's really up to you to decide. As long as you meet like the stat benchmarks that I recommended, like 1600, 1700 defense, 25k HP, 200, 190-ish speed, and then like 100% effect resist, you should be good. Now, I know that my Krau's a little low in the HP, but I'm gonna give him some better gear eventually once he gets better in the meta, which I think he is better now, especially since like Hwayang is out, right? But yeah, Krau, very strong unit. You can use him in a lot of areas of content. I really recommend using him and building him if you don't have him built already, because he's just a really powerful unit. That being said, guys, make sure you save those bookmarks because, like I said, we have Guilty Gear in the triple banner. But Krau is a unit that you'll never regret building. Even when he's not meta, guys, he's still meta. Like you can always use him as a general like tank in PvE, and in PvP. There's always situations where Krau's like decent, right? There's never really a situation where Krau's like, oh, this is a terrible pick. He's always like at least at the worst okay, and in some situations he's like really strong, right? So if you're like dealing with like, if you're having a hard time dealing with like carrots, fire DPSs, just like any squishy DPS, honestly, Krau is a good choice. So yeah, that's how I think about Krau. I think he's a pretty decent unit, like I said. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. And let me know in the comments down below if you guys like these hero showcase slash like reviews, I guess, because I haven't really made these in a while, and I think it's pretty fun. So I might be doing this more often when banners of units come around, so you guys know how to build them. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.